Well, hello there, guys. Agrippa Maxenius coming back at you with another Agiod's 30 Years War. Wow, that took a while. Let's play here. Now, guys, we are going to go ahead and continue our campaign. As you guys know, we won the Battle of Gothenburg before, actually managing to smash the army of General Tilly. But now it's really time for us to rebuild our forces. So I'm actually going ahead and I'm trying to build a supply depot right here. I was actually going to go to the west, and eventually we do have to send an army over there because we've got to worry about these troops in Munster. But I'm starting to think that right now we should just focus on building supply depots so that we are constantly supplied along the way, and we don't have to worry about so many issues regarding supply, etc. I'm not entirely sure it's going to work. We could also ask for some war contributions, but that would actually cause us to lose quite a lot of loyalty. So I'm almost tempted to go back to Magdeburg here and see if we can't maybe get some resupplies here. It's going to take us 24 days to reach the area, and of course we do have a few troops here in Golbenhaven that I'm going to try to bring down. It's going to take us a little while. I'm not even sure. We could maybe use the transport to get them down there, but I have no idea even how to do that. So I'm going to send my my boat back up. Hopefully we can figure out this transport thing, and we can go ahead and maybe put these troops on the transport and get them the hell out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. I want to make sure that we don't have anything else that we could do. I don't think we do. Apparently we can release prisoners, but we'll take a look at our actual casualties before the end of this campaign. I'm not even sure if we have any prisoners. I think in this war, it's pretty rare for there to be prisoners. There's a lot of killing, but not so many prisoners. And as you can see here, we definitely need to get some requisitions. We're just kind of out of cash, and so we might have to piss off some people. I mean, this is a war of attrition for sure, and grab some contributions from Magdeburg. It's really going to upset the people, but I think it's absolutely necessary. If I knew how to use the raid option right now, I would. I don't, unfortunately, and it can only just target disloyal towns. So we're going to go ahead and end this turn and hope for the best. Let's see what happens. Hopefully that army of General Tilly doesn't come following us immediately before we build a supply depot and get some men back in this army. But as you can see, that army is already going towards our other towns. That's definitely a cause for concern, and definitely not something I'm looking forward to. So there we go. It does look at that. That army slowly building up, the army of von Mansfeld. And now over here, I think what we're going to do in Magdeburg is, first of all, I'm going to take a defensive approach. We already have a supply depot here, so we don't have to worry about that. We just have to worry about essentially, well, number one, getting the people to be actually loyal to us and rebuilding these armies. It's quite important. I'm going to take a look here. Building defensive works. I wouldn't mind building some defensive works here at Magdeburg, but otherwise, we probably want to be a little careful. A scorched earth policy would burn this region. Loyalty will plummet and development will greatly be reduced. Up to 50 elements of your troops will gain back 20% cohesion from the plundering. The cost of 5 victory points. Yes, unfortunately, we have to plunder our own town here. There's just no way around it. And we could even ask for some requisitions here from Göttingen. So I'm thinking about doing that. It's really going to piss the people off, though. I am going to get a mercenary infantry regiment in Magdeburg, which is really cool. And as for the rest, we don't have to worry about scorched earth for a while. I don't think so, anyway. And we want to go ahead and proceed. So once again, I'm not sure. Maybe we have to build another supply depot here. Is that possible? Maybe. And let's see if we can go ahead and get some reinforcements for these troops. We could hire the Mackay Regiment for our army. It's going to cost 1 EPS, $2,000. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, putting the stamp on it. Hiring a new colonel. Yes, we do need a new colonel. We even need some Hungarian light infantry. We're essentially taking whatever we can get, buy some armament. It's going to cost $5,000. We have 248,000, I believe. I hope that's not just 250, because that would mean that we are more or less bankrupt in this particular situation. Let's take a look over here and see if we can add some troops. No, we definitely cannot. So we're still in desperate need of supplies, and we may need to go ahead and pillage a few more areas to snag those supplies, get some requisitions, etc. from Göttingen and different places. It's really going to upset the people, but we really just don't have any other option. We've got to go ahead and force them to give us some supplies. I hope these two armies aren't preparing to attack here, because we're not exactly ready for a defense, but we'll do our best. So here we go. We're proceeding to the next turn once again. The great 30 Years' War, And there is our mercenary regiment. We're definitely going to be adding that to this army very, very soon. And hopefully these other armies will be a little stronger. Might even head over to Munster. But I think I'm going to keep focusing on Halberstadt because we were able to beat them once there. Maybe we can beat them again. Who knows? Really just want to avoid those army penalties if we can. And look at that, 858. We're getting that army strength back up. Let's grab that mercenary regiment. Boom! 4% penalty. Not too concerned about a 4% penalty, to be honest with you. We're going to go on the attack here, on the offensive. Maybe we can't go on the offensive yet. Well, that's fine. We're going to go there anyway. And over here, von Munchfield's detachment, I am going to go on the offensive. Whoa, we can't go on the offensive here either. So what I'm going to try to do is cut off Halberstadt from the enemy. And in fact, we'll be entering Halberstadt either way. But we definitely want to try and make this an area that makes it very hard for the enemy to come back here, or at the very least, really forces them to have to come back here and defend the town, because that would be a great grab. It looks like despite that army leaving Munster, they were not able to take Onsabrück, which makes me quite happy. But we also have a lot of troops here, which are currently locked. I'm not sure how to unlock them. I think they are only unlocked later in the campaign, and they are defending these towns, so I'm not really sure I would want to unlock them anyway. Now let's see if Agrippa can figure out, well, first of all, this is pretty awesome. We've got some Magyar Konservad units, so we're going to take these guys. That guy also almost looks like Vlad the Impaler. And we're going to move them over here to Halberstadt. 45 days. It's actually not so bad. I would love to do a forced march, but not an option here. And let's see if we can drop this unit. Here we go. Into the ship. Aha! Now we know how, I think. Well, I hope so, yes. So we're going to put these guys in the flotilla. And once we get them in the flotilla, we will drop them off over here near Rostock. Maybe even eventually getting some units out of Rostock. That would be awesome. See if we can get an expert gunner. No. No mercenaries either. Scorched Earth. Now, up to 50 elements in our troop will gain back 20% cohesion from the plundering, but I'm not even sure if it matters if we don't have a unit in that area. I think we can only plunder when we have a unit in that area, and then that'll matter. So if we do manage to take Halberstadt, that's definitely a place I'm going to plunder, and then we have to head south and take all of this, get to Bohemia and help out the Bohemians, and that's not going to be easy by any means. We also have some cannons here. Look at that. Let's see how many we have here. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. Mein Gott. So actually what we're going to do, we're going to take this guy and put him right there. In fact, excuse me, we're going to put him in command of these cannons. I want to make sure he's actually joining this army. Beautiful. And then we will move from there. So here we go, guys. Give us some luck, because you know that this army loves to come back, and they've definitely had some time to reinforce. So we want to be extra careful. Let's proceed to the next turn. Let Martin Luther's spirit help us. Here we go. Yeah, we are in Halberstadt. And actually, we might be able, and look at this. It's now winter, guys. This is where things get a lot more complicated. I'm going to be just basically besieging Halberstadt for now. I'm still sending that army through. And I'm going to take this army of the Magyars and either join them with this army, which I think may not be such a bad idea. The problem is, since it's winter, it's going to take a while for them to get there, and that is always a pain in the ass. We can also convert Göttingen to Protestantism, which is going to help us overall. And it's a landmine to breach a besieged fort or city. Oh yes, we're definitely going to drop a landmine here at Halberstadt to make sure we can try to break through. That would be absolutely awesome. I'm not sure if we should build defensive works. Will entrench to their maximum level any unit in the target region, provided they are not besieged. Some gain on loyalty and MC. Needs a city. Minimum military control needed 25%. So we know that we definitely have some control over the city, and taking that city would be massive for us. It really would help. It would help us dramatically. So here we go. Hopefully we can get, yes, we can finally get some line infantry. It's going to cost us some money, but it's money well spent, at least in my opinion. Maybe even some militia units there. As for the government, no. Royal Justice, no. We've pretty much used up our mercenary units. But let's see if we can finally get this ship to transport these troops over here to Lübeck. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to separately take the infantry out and drop them in Lubeck. It's going to take us 43 days in this icy water, and that's actually believable. I'm sure that the coastal waters around Denmark, the Aarhus Channel, and the South Øresund Channel are going to be pretty icy areas, and that's probably why it takes so long. I could be wrong. I'm not sure how sailing ships exactly work, besides the fact that, of course, they are pushed by wind. I know, not a lot of information, probably information that I should have. Now, over here, we can drop some infantry regiments, but these infantry regiments, I believe, can only be dropped in Copenhagen. So we are going to drop some of them here in Copenhagen. Don't have sufficient assets. Oh, we're going to have to get some money, and I hope raiding Halberstadt, taking it over, is one way to do that. So here we go. We must take Halberstadt, and I don't want my men outside freezing in the cold. So let's hope that we take this city quickly. Here we go. It looks like Tilly's army is arriving. Almost certainly. I'm definitely going to be attacking, and it's going to be a sustained attack. I'm going to do the same here with von Mansfield's detachment, a sustained attack. And I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to take this area from the enemy. We've still got this guy moving all the way back. It's going to take a little while. And, of course, our ship is not yet here. It's going to take some time for them to get here, but eventually they should. And, in fact, I see New Brandenburg right here, which is a city that may be open to being raided by our men. Might be a good time to go ahead and try to raid. Let's take a look, see if we have any decisions we can make. Try again, Agrippa. And hopefully that's going to help us quite a lot. Scorched Earth, no, we don't need that. Building defensive works. You know what? Actually, I will build defensive works here. Because we never know if the army of Nordhausen, led by Tilly, is going to be attacking us. And actually, this one's led by General Wallenstein. Where is Tilly? My goodness. End the turn, guys. Hope for the best. Come on, men. Halberstadt must be ours. How did it go? Did we take the city? No, we didn't. It's still going to take a while to get in here. Okay, fair enough. That army's on the way. Some of the snow is melting, but obviously these guys have taken some pretty serious damage just waiting for that snow to melt. It's not easy moving around in the winter, let's be honest. Oh, hello. How are you? Yeah. All right, we're going to take this guy. Beautiful. Oh, hold on, I want to grab the rest of them. Some bitch. You know what I'm going to do? And I hope this works. Using the control button. And again, I'm really hoping this will work. At least one of our units is not allowed to enter the terrain here. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so what about this regiment? Because we tried once. What if we drop them at Lübeck? There we go. That's looking a little better. Take them 2 days, I guess, to get from the ship to Lübeck itself. 16, 12 days just to get off that ship? Come on. There we go. The Dansk fleet here is looking pretty awesome. And we're going to take that cannon out of the Dansk fleet as well. And drop them here. We're also going to try to see if we can get some more of those mercenaries because they are very helpful. And as you could probably imagine, mercenaries are a major part of the 30 Years' War. Some people put down some pretty interesting information that I guess I kind of agree with, that perhaps the 30 Years' War wasn't so much about religion as much as it was about trying to find excuses to start a war with other countries and maybe try to get some money. It's definitely possible. We really don't know. I guess we can only assume, we can be subjective, and that's about it. Now, this is some good news. We can get some arquebusiers here at Lübeck. We can maybe get a supply wagon at Lübeck. That would be helpful. But, of course, it's going to take a while for them to be unlocked and for us to actually be able to use them in the army. Well, let's end the turn and see if we can't take this city from the damn Catholics. There's General Tilly, by the way. I see him now. And I think he might be preparing for an attack. Come on. There we go, finally, Halberstadt is ours, guys. And if we can pillage, I might pillage. I hate to say it, but these people were never really too supportive of us, so plundering might be an idea. Definitely asking for some requisitions could be an idea. For now, we're just going to try to convert them to Protestantism. They should know better. And I was hoping we could try and increase the loyalty of England. I'm not sure how this works, though. If we have to drop it on England itself. Doesn't seem like that's the case. Scotland. Where is London? No, it's not. No, it's not working. No, so I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to try to look and see maybe there's another place for me to drop the diplomatic influence. And we definitely want to convert Rostock to Protestantism. Diplomatic influence isn't going to work. Diplomatic influence on the Dutch provinces isn't going to work either. Releasing prisoners, again, not something we want to focus on, really. And now that we have this area under our control, we have to think a little bit differently. One thing's for sure, there's already a depot here, so I'm not too concerned about that. Might just give these guys a turn to sort of, get themselves back together, as it were. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying the Let's Play. We're going to end it here. We're obviously going to come back with part 3 very, very soon. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, make sure to hit this like button, subscribe, give me some tips. It all helps. And have an awesome, awesome day.